Documentary man logangia mapatpat dakwa dolo doge Documentary News Bright Line TV.
Foi matektualo na mi Bright Line TV kama ken maiti tinini wati ipade district local government district headquarter ken maiti kana kere background mega pade district tini go bere kero to me rocho mino task force meno me Ebola kama mi yopa mege mina na tiwol to nigi luenyo mini kom tu matio porelo man me Uganda makilwa tini Ebola
by government to ensure that we reactivate Ebola district task force in the district to begin operationals. And accordingly, my office, together with the office of the DHO, we have come with the names of the task force members. We have a challenge of power here, but we have the names of the established, reactivated actually, because they are already there before. We have the list is there, but even also we have attendance list here for those who are present. So, although in Ipade, I have not received any case of Ebola outbreak here, but we are hearing signs and reports from the neighboring districts. So we don't need to wait until we are affected. That's why we are preparing ourselves for any outbreak in case. And part of our preparation is this meeting. How do we mobilize the population? How do we sensitize them? Awareness creation on the danger of this Ebola, and what are the signs and the symptoms of this Ebola disease. People should know the roles of the stakeholders. You who are here, what are your roles in this fight against Ebola?
As a disease, so that as we sit in this kind of meeting, we are aware exactly about the virus. Ebola disease is a viral caused disease. It is caused by virus called Ebola, and Ebola viruses, there are of 6 different forms. We have the Sudan form or variant, the Zaire variant, we have the Bundibujo variant and Thai forest variant. We have a Banbali variant. Viruses are small particles and they can exist in different forms, but they always engulf in a family. So in the family of Ebola, there are 6 different variants, and the most dangerous form is the Sudan variant. The Sudan variant, pardon? Yeah, the reason why I say Sudan variant, because we don't have the vaccine. If it gets you, you heal naturally. Right now, we don't have the vaccine or any medication for it. The Zaire variant is most virulent, but currently there's a vaccine for it. And so when there's an outbreak of Zaire variant, we can manage by vaccinating the community. Van RDC, in the history of Ebola, the first outbreak was in 1976. And it was both a Zaire variant and Sudan variant. And in DRC it was Zaire variant, and in Sudan it was Sudan variant. However, in Uganda, the first outbreak was in year 2000 from Gulu, where 425 community members were infected, and out of that, 224 people died. From that time, year 2000, the outbreak has been so often. In 2014, there was an outbreak in DRC, where 69 people were infected and 49 died. Shortly after, there was an outbreak in West Africa where up to 28,616 people were infected, and out of that, 11,310 people died. Today, in Uganda, there is current outbreak where now a total of 5 districts have registered case of Ebola. The first district was Mbene district. Then it spread to Kansanda district. It went to Chenjegwa district and Kagadi district, and now it is in Bunyangaba district. Bwana RDC, in all these districts, the total cases reach up to 36. And now the total number of registered deaths is up to 24. Out of that, we have 6 key health workers who got infected, and 2 of them have succumbed to the disease. One died yesterday, and that was a female adult who was working in theater as an anesthetist. On RDC, I will start updating the task force on the status of this deadly virus in the district. In the district of Pade, we have not registered any case of Ebola patient. However, we registered one suspect. Our surveillance teams are very vigilant on the ground. They detected a patient who presented with similar symptoms as those that I will read for Ebola from a child health center 4. However, we intervene and we rule out the viral infection. So the person was having other cause of the bleeding. We manage and the patient is stable.
And it is very critical that from today, we start giving out messages of social mobilization. In the era of any epidemic, it's very critical that we have a preparedness plan. And so one of the action points here is that we expect a preparedness plan to be prepared led by the technical person, that is the DHO, since this issue is a health issue and it is in the docket of the health department. So the DHO, you liaise with the planner and the other head of departments and ensure that you kickstart the process of developing the epidemic preparedness plan so that all our gaps are captured in that plan, and the plan should have an attached budget. So that means that we will have also handled the issue of a budget to help us handle issues of preventing the Ebola epidemic into the district. And in case it happens, we shall have our items that are going to facilitate the fight against Ebola. The next is we also need to have and see more of the technical team being trained on the elementary basics or on the basics of how to manage this epidemic. We have been told that a total of 7 technical members of the team had a training in Soroti. Now, these 7 are not enough. It's prudent that we build the capacity of other clinicians so that we expand on the capacity of this team to handle Ebola in case it's reported in the district.
I want to thank Madam Cow, the chairperson office of the RDC. The other time when we had a meeting here, I made a statement that there is need for us to hold this meeting and ask ourselves, how prepared are we in terms of the current emergency we have? Fortunately, I find that this is here. From the political perspective, I want to say that we are not prepared as of now. And in case we register a positive Ebola case in per day now, I am confident that we are not prepared in terms of what is required and in terms of logistics like money. All of us are aware that since July to date, I think we started transactions 2-3 days ago. We have not been doing any transaction. All other activities have been at a standstill because the whole country is facing this problem. Local governments, ministries, departments, and agencies are all facing this problem. And I still believe that we are going through because of God's grace. So it is our prayer that God keeps on helping us and we continue remaining Ebola-free district as of now, because the state we are in is terrible. If Ebola comes in now, I want to say the state we are in is terrible. We will not manage. It is my prayer that God keeps on keeping us safe. However, we will not now say we give up and then hand ourselves on the people we have been mandated to take care of them. We just now say let's give up. We won't do that. I want to thank the DHO for giving the status report that he gave, how we are, what we have and what we're lacking. But I want to buy the recommendations given here. In the campaign for COVID, especially during the campaign one, we adopted a system that we all talked about here. We adopted a triangular or a rectangular shape where we have the command post at the district as the topmost level, and we also have at the sub-county, and we have at the parish level, as well said by Sister Anna. And then in case we are attacked by the Ebola virus, I want to encourage that team need to be, as well said Madam Cow, the sub-county chiefs and the LC3 chairpersons should hold that meeting at the sub-county and revive the task force at their levels. And then I remember Dr. Paul just said, in case of any sign similar to the one of Ebola, President Museveni said it is better you run, keep safe somewhere, and if there is no problem, then you come back. Instead of now say, I don't think this is Ebola, there is need to take care. So when we have this kind of rectangular shape, and all of us are committed, I am confident we shall do some work.
Ebola kono ke waja ti olutoni wangme chakane opore mwagali bariyo nono mino I Gulu district ketma wa winyo reporter kede keyboard dia so mani padela dita Benson to yo obere kero to man me wachi nekere ke bene ke tunchel la dita RDC mo bere kero man me bere kero me sharing ka chakane waja ti olutoni mieta ma tekto ne luak ma pat magentie I pade district ke nyangi lokom to Ebola virus. Ebola kono ke waja ti olutoni permette ne dano mir go gore ma pol an lokman me social distance yo kin dano ma ben ma bo o mir be ti ke bene ken mo kenen mir ne mir ke watching ke tiki sanitizer mino kitmano ke bedo ke waja ne matini pattern ma pol go bedo tie mino dul man me development pattern go bedo benetie go onyuro mir ma mege mena tengi konyo ko district ma chala pade mino luenji kom Ebola virus tinye ka chokke me chokke man me luenji kom Ebola o chokke an ke bedo ker mi yo task force man mi Ebola an kin recommendation mo ket ne mo ket ke waja ti oltoni task force ma part mir ke beti ker mi forme gen chokke mino ki I charo I village bini Paris bini sub county ni o wa ki district kima donga loy ene lokman minati olto niki niya luak kidma tuoni kobo kere ki luak mi ko beti ker mi gwaka ipade kono ki waja tini Ebola mo ken maya kino lokko me pere kerbeti tuo makel watini mizol eni ki waja tini biagane mone tiki kwanya sample ki iporansa konti make twale entebe mi pimne ki kor pura dokene karon beru en unyoko eni kin matikere chichot afoy mataktual nya chaltont e Brightline TV ipade district headquarter.